Hi, this is Alicia Novin, the creator of Broken Picture Telephone, and this is the first Broken Picture Telephone podcast, which I'm actually doing into a telephone microphone for added quality. Originally I wanted to do this with a friend of mine, but unfortunately he's been sick for the past week, and so he hasn't been able to help me out. But hopefully he'll be feeling better soon so that he can help me out with the next one. Now, because this is the first podcast, before getting into the swing of things, there was actually a couple of issues that I wanted to address that have come up in the past that people are still wondering about. The first one is that games do take some time to complete. There's a number of reasons as to why that's so, the most obvious being the number of levels that the creator of that game selected. But there are other reasons why. For example, a game might just have a very elaborate description, which just means that the next user who comes along has to draw a fairly detailed drawing of that description. Not every user kind of wants to do. They all have their own styles. Some like to just draw simple stickman, which is totally fine. The point, though, is that all games do complete, it just takes some time. And once they're done, everyone gets an email to come back to the site and check it out. The other issue that I wanted to mention is the fact that the website does have some abusive users, or trolls. But there are a bunch of administrators who do an amazing job taking care of them. The important thing for you to do is just, if you see a user who has maybe been abusive, or has obviously been abusive, just go ahead and report them, and the administrators will check it out, and they'll take the appropriate action. So, on the blog and on the discussion board, I tried to be a little bit cryptic. I'm not sure how successful I was at it, but I tried to be cryptic by leaving just sort of an open-ended question out there, that if you have any kind of question, whether about BPT or just anything in general, ask it, and I'll do my best to answer them. So I do have a list now that's sitting in front of me that I'm just going to go over, and I'm going to just try and answer every single one of the questions that I got. So the first question that I have is, what happens when a player's turn is skipped in a private game? Now, if a player skips their turn, or if they decline to participate in a private game, what happens is that the system will go in and look at what players have taken part in that game already. If all users that were selected to be part of that private game have already played, the system will then go and look at the entire database and just pick users who have not played in that game and ask them to participate. If they decline, then it'll pick another user. The important thing is that it doesn't allow users to play in the same game twice. So the next question on the list is, where are games 1 to 21? Now you'll notice that games 1 to 21 are not visible on the website, but they do exist, and they're part of the Alicia Novin BPT Vintage Private Collection that only a certain few individuals are privy to see. The reason why is just that they're so hilarious that it wouldn't be right to let anyone just see them. Alright, next questions. So the next question, the answer to it is, it's how you get home. And the question was, what's with the numbers? The numbers being 5, 1, 4, 1, 3. Right, okay. And then the next question is it possible to achieve long-term happiness? Now, long-term happiness, I would have to say that I think it's kind of fleeting. It's probably there, but the more you try to achieve it, I think the harder it is to attain. It's one of those things. Next question. If cats grew thumbs, would mankind be enslaved? So I think any possible attempt that these thumbed mutant felines would be making to achieve world domination would probably be rendered futile with the use of a laser pointer. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just grab a laser pointer and point it in front of a cat, and you'll quickly see what I mean. Right. So, and the next question is, where's the nearest non-human civilization? I don't know why people like to give me these kind of questions. I don't know the answer to that. Mars, I don't know. And so that leads me to my next question. Is there life on Mars? And I would say yes, there is. So I have a bunch of other questions left here, but I think I'm going to end the podcast here just because I don't want things to drag on. And hopefully people even made it this far. And if you have, I will say that there is a puzzle somewhere in this podcast, and if you can find the answer, you actually get an award put on your profile. The first 3 people who find out the answer. So that's the end of this podcast. There hopefully will be others. It's all left to you guys, whether you enjoyed it or not. They won't all be like this. It all kind of rests on my friend getting better from his little ailment. His username's Mycroft, so go to his profile and send him your get better soon kind of wishes. And yeah, that's it. Good night and good luck.